So now the end of the night. What happens? Talk finishes, people are chit-chatting away. Now, one of the temptations at this point is to try and get everyone to help pack up. We're surrounded by Christians with such beautiful hearts who are used to doing that kind of thing. And if they're desperate to, after all the non-Christian visitors have left, that's fine. But I really want to make sure that the team are cared for. The health of the team, the connection team, the catering team, is the way that the course works so well. So what I do is I just say, in the lead up to all of this, hey, when we're finished for the night, your table's finished, you just go, just go. And then we WhatsApp the next day or that night, hey, any encouraging stories, and so on and so forth. That means that you need to recruit someone to pack up or do it yourself. It's often the last thing that you want to do, and particularly if you've been speaking, you're going to be really tired about it. But if you've set things up right, it means you haven't been doing everything else yourself on the way up. And I quite enjoy it as a way of winding down. But even better, if you can, recruit another person to come and help you pack up, or recruit someone to come in early the next morning to pack up, or whatever it is. That we want to just make sure that that doesn't happen while the non-Christian visitors are here. We want to give people space to feel as welcome as they want for the entire time. Now, as I said, for the connection team, there'll be a WhatsApp message by our leader, Jess. She'll send a message that night. If she forgets, I won't do it. I'll message her and say, hey Jess, can you message the team? But she's really great, she doesn't forget. Just for encouraging stories. And she'll do that once or twice through the week and do another message the morning of or the night before the night. Just to make sure people have got in their minds, they're praying, they're thinking, they're also excited. I find the Connect team can get quite tired, exhausted, I know I do. And so we want to make sure that they're looked after in that way. What do you do? Tell us about it.
Yeah, sure. I'm Jess and I'm a primary teacher during the week. On a Tuesday night at Discover, I'm the Connect team leader. So during the week, I send a message out maybe once or twice to encourage the team, to share about the night that's been and give us some details about the people that they've met, just so that we can get a bit of a read on where people are at and how they're receiving the message. Then during the night, I just try and hang back a little bit, which is actually quite hard to do, if I'm going to be honest. Hang back a bit, just kind of observe the connections that are starting to take place. And it's actually good to stand back a bit in that moment, just so that when everyone does take their seats, I guess I can see the gaps where people need to go, especially if people are late, that you can just be someone that steps in and sits in that spot. And then after the night, it's sending a message, checking in on the team, being that point of contact between team and inquirers.
Last question. If you are able to talk to someone who's running an evangelistic course and they're just considering about whether to have a team of Connect leaders or table, why do you think that, if you do think they should, why should they? What's the biggest benefit or some of the benefits that you see of having a group of people from church involved in that kind of ministry?
Sure. I feel like it helps the church to unify. Our team is made up of 4 different services, and then in that, lots of different ages and genders. And just
how many genders are there, Jess?
2.
Okay, just checking. That's fine.
2 genders. So I think from a unity perspective, it's actually really encouraging to be on a team where it's not a generational thing, which I think is a pretty, it's not very common, I think, in most ministries. So just from a personal perspective, I found that really encouraging. But for the actual evening, it's really important to have that range in your team. And
for the non-Christians.
For the non-Christians. So because we don't know who's going to be turning up. And they could be people from all stages of life, and if they've got a young woman sitting with them and they're in their 60s or 70s, they're maybe not going to have much to talk about. So being able to be someone that can connect with them, but also I think being church members, it's good because then we can also be a point of connection into church beyond the course as well. So yes.
Jess, thank you very much. Now, there is one final thing I haven't mentioned, and that is that whilst all of this is happening, there's something else happening. And my faithful cameraman, follow me, keep following. Okay. Can you just come and just put the camera through just from here, can you see? come up to the story. So in that room there, come here, I don't want to be here. In that room there is a Bible study group of people who've become Christians doing this last semester. And they've been meeting now for 6 months, 7 months to read the Bible, 10, 11 of them, fully converted people. And this was them 7 months ago, nowhere with God, dead, and now fully alive, meeting to read the Word at a level that's appropriate for them, being led by people at church who came as co-leaders, learning the skill, and that meant that I could leave the group to do this again and have it taken over by people from church who had no idea that's what they were doing, but that's what they're doing. And that's just the follow-up thing happening in action. And I never leave nights like this feeling down in the dumps, I tell you, there's nothing like it. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. Feel free to reach out, blah, blah, blah. Chat to you later.